Hey people, wizwazzle from Sparrows, back at you after a bit of a break. I'm here to offer a few tips and tricks and let you in on a few secrets about Sparrows tension tools. Okay, the first little bit of information I'd like to pass along is this. I get a lot of people asking me, hey Wiz, why do we get 18 tension tools in a single pack of Sparrows picks? And I tell them, well, the fact of the matter is, you actually only get 6 different types. But they come in 3 different thicknesses. That's to accommodate a wide variety of different keyways. Because the tension tool is equally as or more important than the pick itself. Having a little bit extra width or a little bit less width can actually mean the difference between opening your challenge lock or your lock in the field as it may be, or not opening it and failing at your picking attempt. So that's why we provide so many different types and different widths. Okay. Also, there's a lot of people that refer to this type of Sparrows wrench as a twist flex, simply because it has a twist in it. Okay, that is a misnomer. This is not a twist flex. When I was in the design process of these tension tools, I was doing a lot of picking, and I noticed that after extended periods of picking with a rigid tension tool, that I would get an indentation on my finger, and it would become painful after a while, and I would have to take a break, and it was inconvenient to say the least, especially if I was picking several different locks or picking a challenge lock that was very frustrating. So in actuality, this twist is not to provide flex, not at all. This twist is merely a place to rest your finger. See, if you're holding in hand and picking in hand, your finger sits directly on the other side of that twist. So you have a flat spot as opposed to pushing on the edge of the tension tool. This can be much more comfortable than pushing on the edge, especially in situations where you require a lot of tension and your fingers, it saves your fingers a lot of wear and tear. Okay, the next thing is people are constantly asking me, Wiz, why are the handles so long? And why is the L so long? Well, in the design phase of these tension tools, I decided that I wanted to make them fully customizable to the end user. And in my trial and research and testing, I found that top of the keyway tension provides a more central and much better leverage system than your standard bottom of the keyway tension tool. So I went with that and I worked with that, and I found that with so many different locks on the market today, I can't predict what the end user, what type of lock they may be picking. So we provide enough steel in this end so that you can take a measurement, you can mark it off right there, you can push the L in until it touches the first pin, mark that with your thumb, you take a marker or a pencil and you just make a mark there. That's just for reference. Okay, now you take that length and you take just about anything to mark it for your depth, and then you flip this around like that, and just add a little bit to that depth that you've got, and then you mark it off there. Okay, put a dot there. And then what you would do is you would proceed to cut the tension tool right there, and the resulting cut would leave you with something like this that sits perfectly in the keyway without touching the first pin, allowing you that nice central rotation and improving your picking success. Also, onto the reason why the handles are so long. This is so that the end user has the widest variety available to them on the fly. If none of the 18 different tension tools, or 6 different tension tools with 3 different widths, fit the particular lock or the position of the particular lock that you may be picking, you take the blank end of a longer Sparrows tension tool, simply insert it into the top of the keyway until it touches the first pin. From there, just give it a little bend, straight over flat, okay? And there you have, on the fly, tension. Okay, now you may notice that these end finished product here from the TOKE top of the keyway elite sets that I used to make, that they have the bend in the tang. Okay, that is to provide you with advanced rotation. What it does is it advances the rotation, and it brings the handle of the tension tool up so that instead of having your finger way down here in almost a fully rotated position, it's back up here where you have lots of room to push, and your finger's not in a fully extended position. And I leave these unbent when you receive them, so that if the lock that you're picking is mounted and it's situated upright, well, you can bend it to this direction. If you're left-handed, or the lock is situated in an area where you have to tension from the other side of the lock, you can bend it the other way to your own personal, you adapt it. They're very adaptable. Okay, moving right along. This is a little trick that I'd like to pass on to you. It's how to serrate your Sparrows tension tools. Once you go through the process of sizing down your L portion for top of the keyway use, or if you're using bottom of the keyway tension, doesn't matter. This will work for either. You want to apply serrations to the L portion. That's the portion that's going to be touching the inside of the plug under rotation and under tension. You want to put serrations on there so that on a microscopic level, this hard spring stainless steel will actually bite into the softer brass of the plug on a microscopic level. Now, all you will see with the naked eye is just a sanded area on the end of your tension tool, when in fact, if you were to look at it under a microscope, you would see that you've actually created grooves, sort of like on a record for a record player, or similar to that. And To get this effect, all you need is a piece of 400 or 600 emery cloth. Wrap it around a block, take your tension tool, and simply drag it flat, the L portion flat against the emery cloth. Do both sides, do the face, and then hook it around and make sure you get the inside of the L portion. Then insert your tension tool into the top of the keyway or the bottom of the keyway if that's the tensioning you're using, the tension technique that you're using, and observe where your tension tool actually makes contact with the brass metal of the plug. And you'll more than likely, if you're using top of the keyway tension, you will see that your tension tool contacts the brass material of the plug on the inside upper part of the L and the outside lower part. And of course that will change if you change your rotation direction. For instance, if you're picking a lock backwards to open it, or also if you are picking a lock that is mounted upside down. Okay, and also one last thing, when you're preparing these, please wear eye protection when you're clipping this steel. It's very hard and it flies very fast. Could take an eye out in a second. If you're going to be doing a lot of sanding with emery cloth, please use breathing protection. It creates micro particulate matter that gets in your lungs, and it's very, very bad for your health. Okay. That's about it for this session, I think. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in comments. Subscribe if you like the video. Check out sparrowslockpicking.com, my sponsor. Got to give them a shout out and a big thanks. Until next time, peace. Don't use lockpicking for illegal purposes. Don't break the law.